Okay. We're live. Oh, man. Buddy. That was rough. That was stressful. Either way, anyone watching the VODs, the video in the future, you're probably lacking some context. That's because this is not the first stream I did today. I actually started another stream earlier. But midstream, the Discord got ransacked by a bunch of bots, and I had to stop and delete the VOD because some of the content popped up on stream, which sucks. But anyways, it seems like it's done with for now. And I'm tentatively open things up. And I could just stop and go to bed, but I don't want to end the night on a negative. We're not going to go out that way. So, we're going to do another stream. Continue where he left off. What's up, Morgan? You survived it. Thank you, Morgan. Thanks to your help. Like, jeez. I was so frazzled in the moment. Honestly, I feel a little, now looking back, I feel a little bothered with how easily I got frazzled by that. Like, even comments and stuff like the banning thing. Like, I remember doing that at some point and having it just delete all the other stuff. But in the moment, I got so tense. I got so panicky. But yeah, thankfully everything's done. We got Dinobot doing some auto mod, and then we also set up some other stuff in Discord, and we're just gonna enjoy the remainder of the night. Enjoy the fun we're supposed to be having. And just enjoy creating something, and, you know, don't let a little kerfuffle like this ruin the cozy atmosphere we had going on before. So we're just going to resume where we left off and enjoy it. Yeah, 100%. Thank you, Morgan. Honestly, cannot overstate it enough. Oh, man. It was so stuffy, dog. But hey, at least the Discord should not be pinging like crazy comparatively like last time. Now that we have invites locked down for the next like 12 hours or so or something. We're just going to make this floor thing happen. And we're just going to see how this effect either works good or is terrible. There's no in between. It's either going to be fantastic or absolutely disgusting. I missed something. Yeah, you missed something big, AZ. You missed the whole, I guess, some growing pains, I suppose. Oh man, my nose is stuffy, dude. Yeah, there's the whole thing. Yeah, it's handled. It's under control now. We got the bots in lockdown. See, and this is how we start having an authoritarian regime. You know, in the name of safety, if someone coughs wrong in the Discord, instant ban. Instant ban. Alright, anyways, let's save this real quick. As borderhole.png. And we're gonna add a new ID type for this bad boy. But border 2, which is actually, this is the more applicable type I want to use. We're going to call this hole. And we can make this use... What did we save this as? Images border hole. Yeah, hole. There we go. And then we go here. Growing pains is a good thing. Your channel is inspiring. I'm starting out in streaming. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, AZ Anything. I appreciate it, man. yeah, the goal is just be a nice little chill environment for people to relax. So I guess that's like kind of the whiplash, right? Is we had a very relaxed, kind of chill thing going on, and then, you know, that thing happened. But we're back. We're gonna enjoy creating things, and we're just gonna have a good time, man. And you know what? Let's put on some music back on. Let's put the music back on, because you know what? We're not gonna let this sour our grapes. Oh, and I had it in shuffle, so I actually don't know where we left off. We're just gonna start from the beginning. That sounds like a great place to be. Very nice. Very, very nice. Beautiful even. Beautiful even. Okay, so now we have our whole thing, and then we're gonna see just how well this works and which category you want to make this hole in. Maybe I'll just do that to schedule, maybe. Let's do that to schedule. Where's schedule at? Yeah, we use paper for... What did I call this? That's border snow. Hole, yeah, just an ID hole. So, dude, I'm just gonna... Not socials. Devlogs. Where's schedule at? Where's schedule? Here we go. Changes to HOLE. And that is not what I wanted. It's actually precisely the opposite of what I'm trying to have going on here. But you can see the idea. Like, you see how it creates a little hole here, so it looks like it's like we broke in there. And then we can add like a little image of, like, I don't know, a person hanging out here. I can put like me and my desk coding with like the text for the sketch. Yo, why is it running off the side like that though? Oh, I know why. Because I accidentally set the this information that's just not relevant. Okay, there we go. Now it looks like a proper little... Okay, you know what? Maybe I will get rid of this little light. I wanted to justify the light source. Like, hey, it's being emitted from somewhere, but that's not it. That's not the case. I see that. Now it feels like a little divot, a little crevasse, a little look into here. And then I can just put a little dude hanging out, you know? I can just put a little guy hanging out there. I'm free to add whatever I want into this little crevasse. I can even make this like bigger, so I can add more details. Like, I can make this look like hardwood flooring, and then maybe have some pipes or something running along the sides here. Like, the possibilities are endless, dude. The possibilities, endless. Oh man. Oh, I should have made that message at everyone in the Discord, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should do that. Let me delete it and then repost it. Maybe I should just keep it low-key. I don't know. Maybe people should be informed. Why not? Whatever. Have a sleepy Santa in the corner, cookies everywhere in the milk. Oh my goodness. I want to... Because we're going to make this like holiday theme. So we're going to have like a tree there, a Christmas tree, and the fireplace. I can recreate my little room here. That'll be the plan. Base CRT enjoyer. Yep, 100%. That by just a small box on a website. What's good? 4,000 hammers is like, yep, exactly. That's the way it's supposed to be, man. And it legitimately looks better here than when I look on the screen over there. It legitimately looks better. It's fantastic. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna, because I want to have potentially more space for details. And let's see what I can do with restrictions, shall we? Let's just work within our restrictions and then go from there. So we can add a little Hardwood flooring. And then we can make this look like less of a crack den. That might be a good idea. This is not a crack den, this is a crack home, okay? This is where families are made. This is a family environment. And then maybe add some tiles here or something. Let's see how this... Yeah, like little details like that, man. It goes a long way. It really goes a long way, dude. To making this feel like a little home, a little place where people can hang out. Game dev and your stream. What kind of game are you making? Well, this is not a game. This is the website, but I do have the game open here. I have the game open. The main game we're working on is Messy Mansion. It's 3.5D. Not 3.5D, 2.5D. We're not going into the fourth dimension. But it's like a, you know, a 3D speed running kite type platformer. I don't know. Like then you clean up the world. That's the main mechanic, is cleaning up stages. Yeah. But right now we're making a website because I think we need to have a website. There should be a place where people can find actual information and things of that nature. So we're making a beautiful little website for the good news, everyone. Good news. I'm glad you dig it, Christian Smith. Into the crack home with this one. But yeah, that's the main thing. Then we're making a little thing here where I can like put information. Maybe we don't even put information. Maybe we reserve part of the website just to have little like furnishes like this. Like maybe one side is just for little cool knickknacks here, and then another side is for something else here, and then it's like a zigzag pattern for information. Because why not? Why not? We have the power to do that. Why not do that? We have the power. We have the ability. When he had to stop streaming, aw, I appreciate it, Christian Smith. We're back now. We're back now. We're back now. Now with even tighter regulations. The Discord is essentially, we just had our first incident, and now we've I forgot, what was that thing? Oh, I forgot what was it called? Not the Freedom Act. Oh, I forgot about it. Either way, everyone in the Discord has lost a little bit more rights today. And the law has become a bit more punitive. And we inch forward towards a dictatorship, where my role as dictator is more accurate. But that's okay. That's okay, because you know what? I'm willing to sacrifice everything in the name of security, right? How much is security worth to you guys? That's what I thought. And okay, so we can do some cool things here. We can have like little pipings and stuff too. Like, we can do a bunch of little cool little details here. The only issue is that this has to tile on the y-axis. The regime, yeah, I know. And get some sleep. Yeah, you go get some sleep, man. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night. I love it. 4,000 hammers. Literally 4,000 hammers has just messaged us. 4,000 hammers in a trench coat showed up to a keyboard and typed. That's a miracle, guys. That's a miracle. Why don't you do more CSS style without using a picture for buttons? Because I think it's fun, dude. I like the pictures with buttons. I like this pictures with buttons. We're not doing any no flat designs. I mean, you could probably do not flat designs with that, but hey, man, I'm used to doing pixel art. I like me my pixel art. We're gonna do some pixel art. Oh, you know what we could do? We can add carpet to this. We can add variations of these little holes. Like, we can make them, some have like carpet and stuff, so it's like even more furnished feeling. The carpet's always kind of weird to kind of convey as far as Sprite is concerned, because like you want to capture the fuzzy element of it. And I feel like I always kind of struggle to do that. Now you get some stuff here and there, but it doesn't quite feel right. I guess the most I could do is like add a bunch of gradations to really make it feel smoother. But then it kind of has that weird grassy kind of look. And maybe a little bit more vertibility here. No, that looks like garbage. Yeah, actually, this looks like crap. Unfortunately, it's bad. I mean, let's just see it for firsthand first. But hey, it kind of works, except it doesn't. Kind of works. Kind of works. Didn't quite get the correct alignment there for it to loop properly. Can I see it better? Sure. I mean, there's the bottom camera. You should be able to see it. Hey, Cozy, are you using Linux OS? Yes. Thank you, Morgan. Yeah, I want to switch to Apache OS at some point. But, or maybe just do full arch, dude. Just do full arch. Because why not? Why not just go full steam ahead with that? Like, why not? This is already, Linux has become a part of my personality. It's like one of the traits. Like, hey, hi, you know, I'm so-and-so. Hey, you know, I work here. I'm this age. Oh, and by the way, I use Linux. By the way, I'm better than you. So, by the way, I use it's like Vim. It's like another thing. It's like a horoscope type of deal. Yeah, that's so I'm like, okay, why not just full send it? Why am I not full sending it? I should just commit to the bit. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, we'll see though. Do I like the carpet? I'm not sure if I like the carpet. I'm not sure if I'm digging the carpet, honestly. I have to contest with the fact that things look better on the CRT, so I have to kind of make it look crappier so it can look like the colors themselves, the way they're represented. Yeah. I'm not picking colors correctly, aren't I? I'm not. You know what? Let's just stick with no. I actually do like the carpet. I do like the carpet. We'll make this work. We just have to choose better colors now. I'm just gonna keep this one. I'm gonna replace this, make it a little bit more hue shifted towards blue or purple. It's a slight bit. Just add some color temperature information to this bad boy. Thank you, Super Pola. I'm glad you dig it. You know, you can just do the good old tried and true dithering pattern. Dithering has never failed me. The only times dithering has failed me is me failing it. Because I'm not good enough usually. You know, I kind of hate like the interlaced dither pattern, but this actually works pretty good for what we're doing, I think. Like having some basic texture going on with occasional highlights poking here and there. That might be the way we go. That might be the way. Yes. No. I'm not feeling it. If I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not super feeling it. I think we're just gonna keep it. I think I'll do the furnishing inside the picture itself and keep this kind of like a cutout hole. Or something. And then I'm gonna move social information somewhere else. You're like me and my sister and her husband. We're using 3 types of Linux, Mint, Manjaro, and my own OS that's custom with my mate. That's hilarious, Christian. That's hilarious, dude. Oh boy, my favorite. Yeah, we're just going back in the day, man. We're just gonna do some basic HTML. In fact, if I go to the website, yeah, this one. It's like, did it show? Yeah, it's just pure HTML, CSS. Good. That's all you need in life, guys. That's it. JavaScript. JavaScript is a disease. The day we thought we needed more than just HTML and good old-fashioned CSS, that's the day society went down, brother. I tell you what, man. I tell you what. That newfangled JavaScript is a disease. Let's just imagine what's gonna go in here. I have to do like a pixel character thing as well. I'm actually really glad this idea worked out as well as it did. Okay, first of all, am I keeping these? Which tabs am I keeping here? You know, we're gonna move Krita. We're gonna do something crazy. We're actually gonna move stuff to different workstations. We're gonna move you to a 3rd workstation. A hypothetical workstation. 1 unoccupied by anyone. And what are we gonna do here? I'm gonna move this into its own thing so that I can easily differentiate between this and that. That way I can Google things, but then I can also view the website. Isn't it splendid? Only 15 pounds? Jeez. That's crazy, dude. Can it run Doom? Anything can run Doom. But yes, this bad boy can probably run multiple Dooms. This bad boy can probably run a server running a bunch of instances of Dooms. At least 2. Well, let's just verify this. So 12 cores, 24 threads. How many Dooms do you think we can run at 3.8 gigahertz? How many Dooms can this bad boy run? I don't know. Actually, legitimately do not know. I'm assuming probably 2. At least 2. Oh, we can do like little cute things in here too. Oh my goodness, I'm having ideas, dude. I'm having ideas. So many ideas. Okay, first of all, let's actually organize the website. I want to prototype this idea of having this cascading thing. Or instead of images. Oh, what if we make this buttons like incandescent bulbs or kind of styled like that? Like, that'd be kind of cool, actually. I don't know how that would work without having to make specific sprites for each type of thing. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay, let's just do the offset thing and see where that takes us. Because I think having... Or maybe we can have this information here and still squeeze in our characters and stuff around the background or something. That we don't have to like take up a bunch of space in the website, but now we'll see. People can scroll. People love scrolling. That's why they doom scroll, right? That's why doom scrolling's a thing. So this would not be there anymore. This would just be a hole. Oh, we need to set the content in there though. We can set an image or two. Maybe we make our own scene and have it be a cutout in there. In which case, yeah, and then the next one would be this guy, but instead of paper, it would be. So I refresh it. It would be like this back and forth thing where you have something here and then something there, and then you just have to scroll even more to find the things you're looking for. Let's make this feel more intentional and less like ripped out. I was joking about the little yeah, we don't want this to be a decrepit place. We want this to actually look lived in and loved. That's what we're looking for here. Lived in and loved. So something like this, more framed, but still indicating that it's like integrated into the walls. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm short by so much. Oh, I can never recover from this. Oh, the horrors. And they're gonna make some rounded corners because this is a happy place, and happy places have rounded corners. Okay, how does this little change even look? Okay, it looks like something. I don't like how strong these colors are though. I might make them a little bit not as dark. Make it a little bit weaker, so it feels more like a suggested imprint as opposed to like a hard defined cutout. Okay, that's something. That's something. Let me catch up in chat real quick. I'm likely trying to do stuff way over my head, but that's like the only way. That's how you learn, brother. Jackson Cassidy. That's how you do it. Like, that's literally how I started, dude. In fact, that's like the biggest advice I give people. It's like, hey, don't overthink it. Just like make a goal. It doesn't matter if the goal is something you can achieve. Just set a goal that you want to do and then try picking stuff at it. And if you fail to get that, okay, maybe make a goal that's smaller, but still on the way to doing that kind of thing. And incrementally, you start getting better and better and getting that extra knowledge, and lo and behold, eventually, lo and behold, you start learning stuff from that. So yeah, I wouldn't dog yourself on that at all. I think that's a perfectly fine. I think that's like the way most programmers learned. Heck, my first like tech job was for designing a back-end infrastructure for this like VR medical thing. Not medical, it was for a VR like military thing. And I had zero experience with anything like that. Zero experience with Unity, zero experience with back-end infrastructure or web or anything. Literally like zero. The most I had experience was doing GameMaker and GML. But I was like, all right, we got the job. Time to learn. And I started Googling like crazy and reading as much as I can about this kind of stuff and what goes into it. And, you know, that kind of pressure forces you to learn. And I was for sure way over my head, but hey, if you get competent at that thing, who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? VS Code Notepad++. I use Writer for my C#, HLSL stuff, shaded language stuff, and I use CLine for my C++, and then I use Vim for everything else because Vim's fun. I love Vim, dude. I love Vimming around and doing my Vim motions and all that. It's always fun to do this. I'm debating if I want to have like this cog looking thing here. Like, let me make one iteration without this, and then one with it. Because I almost feel like not having that. Yeah, I need to get rid of it. Because this feels so much more like it's integrated into the website itself, as opposed to just emerging out of nowhere. Like, it feels like there's like a clockwork or something, and this is just part of it. Do I kind of add some vines, some growth here or something? Something that says, hey man, we're not just machines. We also have feelings. How about that? How about that? We have feelings. Okay, let's get rid of this though. I really should have just made this symmetrical because I believe, no, the point of symmetry is off by 1. But I can just fix that, dude. I can just do the thing, man. Just stop being a weenie hut junior. Just get good, dude. That's what I just need to do. I just need to be good. Get good. Yeah, like so. No, it's not a good thing. Mathematically, it's going to be off by 1 somewhere, and that's going to make me very mad and sad. So we have to do things a little. Well, no. But maybe yes. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's not going to do the thing. We have an even resolution, and we're doing tiling in a very specific way. So, them's the breaks. Alright, central detailing has to be done a little bit differently then. But that's okay. Let me use a softer color to fade in from here. Get rid of this. Nice, yeah, I'm liking that so much more, dude. Though it feels very metallic. I think we're gonna go for the cabin look. Maybe have it feel like, I guess, stylize the sides like they're logs stacked on top of each other. Maybe that's the route I go. for the website, and then after having the data, you design the website in the end, implement it, will it not boost productivity? I'm not here for productivity, Zahid. Zahid, I'm not here for productivity. This is purely form first, function later. If we're gonna do like productivity, I would have used my TypeScript library for framework, and I would have had something visually there and workable very quickly. We're here for fun. We're here for exploring and iterating. I appreciate it though. I think when you said productivity, you kind of like activated this neuron in me of like corporate like corporate hellscape, and I was like, KPIs, sprints, story points, stress. Those are words that stress me out. No, sir. Dobby is free for now until I wake up. Then we do some corporate work, which is actually, I always say, I actually enjoy my job. But you know, it do be stressing sometimes. But we're not here for that. We're here to just enjoy the process, dude. Meander. We're here. This is exactly what we're doing. We're meandering right now. We're meandering using code and art. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Put this all to your wall and remember it when you fail. Hitting a sick Vim combo is always fun. Yeah, dude. Jay Looney, I love every time I make a mistake. Like, for example, like, let's say I don't want to have the BR tags. And I'm like, all right, you know, I can just do boom, boom, boom. And then I change this BR with, I don't know, span or something. And then bada boom, we hit it. And then Vim. I get to feel elite. Because I did a sick Vim combo. And then everyone in the plane cheered. Totally happened, guys. Totally happened. Not making it up. It's a true story. I hit that sick Vim motion combo and everyone clapped. It was great. Great time. Do you work all day then come home and do this? Yes, I do, Christian. That's exactly what I do. And in fact, it's even funner because this is actually different. This is HTML and CSS. That's actually very different from what I normally do, which is why I'm actually kind of enjoying this, weirdly enough. What I normally do is I do C# Unity for 8 hours and then I come home or I log off my work computer or something, and then what I do, I log on to here and do some what? Yeah, some C# Unity. Do some more C# Unity, man. That's what we do. This is how I live. It's actually not that bad. I think part of it's also just because I have this really weird different setup. It makes it feel very different from what I normally do. And of course, it's my own code base, so it's a bit more freeing in some ways. Okay, now we're gonna try the log cabin thing because I'm curious if this would work or if it's not gonna work. It's gonna be probably weird because we have perspective to contend with, but when has perspective stopped us before? We have to make a decision about projection though. Projection's kind of important. Projection's a little important, some may say. Okay, it's not looking like logs. Because the way we have it lit, this background is very bright. Like, if we made the background darker, then we can do something with that, but to do the logs the way I was thinking about, it's not gonna quite work. Or it's gonna look like a separate thing jutting out. Like this, like, I mean, that's not the right shape, but I'm just illustrating the idea of how the light groups would interact here. Like, sure, I can add the log details and whatnot, and we can make it, add color shades and whatnot to really drive home the idea of, hey, these are logs embedded into this site, but it just don't feel right. You know, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. No, we can kind of make it work though. I almost feel obligated to see it through. It's gonna be unlit. It's not gonna have any realistic lighting, which is fine. I kind of assumed I'm gonna have to do something like that, but I like flexing better lighting. But alas, I'm stuck with unlit lighting, stylized like pixel art, because it is pixel art. But like, I like to pretend I'm not doing pixel art. I like to pretend I'm doing 3D rendering. But alas, poor Yorick. Now I could do something like this. But again, I don't feel convinced. I don't feel convinced. Tamerka, let's go. Late night stream, is it? Yeah, we're doing late. We're going late. What are you painting? I'm trying to make a little interior for the website. Just exploring my options. Just seeing how we can stylize this a little bit differently. Because I like this rustic kind of wood feel we have for the border here. And having this be like this metallic kind of thing just kind of, it doesn't feel right. And I was exploring potentially having like a log situation going on here. Where, you know, we just have a log all the way down like so. But I don't know, it feels a little weird. It doesn't tile correctly here either. I would have to adjust for that. Yeah, it's a bit odd. It's a bit toughy. And it doesn't feel like as integrated into the website as something else. I guess what I can do to try to make this integration look better would be having this color be that, and then make the darker color be the trunk. But then we run into this new issue of like, hey, this matches the base color we're doing here, so it's gonna blend in if we try using that as the relative color. Like, it's not gonna work quite well. Oh, fie. Gordon Freeman. Tell me how you use UI. What do you mean how I use UI? I taught myself back in middle school how to program, but now I'm a full-time caregiver for my mother who has dementia. Oh my goodness, dude. Christian Smith, my heart goes out to you. That's a very strong situation to be in. But you're a great son for being there for your mother. I've been trying to type into chat and my phone keeps interrupting me, and this keyboard is too small for my big fingers. I feel that. Gotta go to the BlackBerry, man. No, I'm not sure how your time is, because I understand caregiving is very intensive. Or at least that's my understanding of it. But you'd be surprised if you find like a very cheapo laptop. And just have it with you and some basic stuff. You'd be surprised what you can cook up in little moments of free time. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna go back to the base layer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick for this for now. And then I'll think through what I'm gonna do here later. Maybe we don't have to do perspective. Maybe I could just make this feel like it's actually like a carved out from the wood, the actual physical wood on the board. Ooh, that's another novel idea. Oh my goodness. Skinner. Yeah, we're streaming, Kieran. I thought I got banned from Discord, then checked the message. Yeah. It happened, everyone. Don't worry. Well, we got things locked down again. Back in business. We learned from this. I feel like I'm like Bill Clinton. You know, like doing that apology on Discord. No, not Bill Clinton. I don't know. It just feels like such like a very I don't know, man. It's like in a public address where I feel like I did something wrong. And I'm like, all right, guys, I'm sorry. We're gonna learn from this. We're gonna do better. I did not have sexual relations with. I mean, not to that extreme, but still. Anyways, yeah, we learn, and we shall do better. Oh, I'm liking this more. This kind of wooden. It looks like brick right now. We can stylize it to look more like wood. Oh my goodness, guys. Do you see that? Ladies and gentlemen, do you see this? Do you see how tight, how great that looks, actually? That looks fantastic. It integrates so well. And we just have to add some like wood textures or something to really nail that feeling of like wood grain. So it doesn't feel just like yeah, it doesn't just feel like brick. I think what really gives wood that character is like the wood grains that emerge. Yeah, the thing that really bothered me was just that like there's people on our server who are young and they shouldn't be exposed to that kind of thing. Like that just bothers me. But it is what it is. It's past. We learn. We move. And that's why we need an authoritarian regime. Thank you, Ariza. I'm glad you dig it. To confess, I had seen this streaming for weeks, but I always scrolled on past and kept watching my shorts. It's the first time I stopped and joined. Well, hey, I appreciate it, Christian. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you stopped in and saw. And no shame on you, man, for that either. There's some people. Like I avoid shorts as much as I possibly can, but there's been today specifically. I was like on it for a while. And there's this particular short that I kept scrolling past, and I eventually saw it, and I was like, oh. It's a ballet thing. It's specifically the coda from Swan Lake. It's fantastic. I love that. But yeah, I was like, all right, this is actually sick. Fantastic. Great content algorithm. I should have watched it earlier. But I don't usually give it a chance. So, yeah, don't feel like you need to confess that, but I appreciate it either way. And I'm glad just to have you here, man. And I hope you're enjoying yourself and chilling and relaxing. And does this wood grain look good? And hopefully this is of some encouragement too. You know? Whether it be encouragement to work on your own projects or learn something or just, take it easy for a second. That's the most I can wish for. Gosh, now that I mentioned that Swan Lake thing, I'm like, I just want to watch it again, dude. I never expected I'd be so like big into ballet, but I'm like, dude, this is fantastic. This is like mind-blowing. Is it too small though? I almost feel like I want to make these planks a little bit wider so the scale feels not as super small, but then again, the scale is already kind of like that. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. That's probably the case. And then this would be just like wooden, the ends of wooden planks of varying lengths. Some there, some would actually stop here and then continue onward in their own little path in life. People have varying journeys. Maybe I'll keep like, I don't know, maybe I'll leave this like that for now. We'll see what goes on from there. And maybe some. Yeah. I think I'm kind of liking this. I'm liking this wood. Does it look like wood or stone? It's okay. You can break my heart, guys. It's okay. You can be honest with me. You can break my heart. You can destroy my self-esteem. It's okay. It's fine. But does this look like wood or stone to you? And again, like I said, don't be biased. Don't factor in the fact that I may just quit just everything in general, depending on any negative feedback. Don't let that factor into your decision. Stone and Temple Run. Stone. Okay. I'm not alone. I'm not the only one then. Yeah, it definitely feels very much like stone. Okay. So the question is, how do we make this look less stony and more wood-like? The first option I think is to make it bigger so I can detail more of the wood grain so it feels less like just grain from... Because the issue is I can't add organic shapes. And usually organic shapes, like the wood grain, is something you see more prevalently in wood and not in stone. And to achieve that, I need bigger space to get the kind of texture I want to have. So I might have to expand these to be a little bit bigger to achieve my goals. It's simple. It's very unsimple. We simply give ourselves more space. Like a docile little caterpillar getting ready to become a beautiful butterfly. Yes, we are the caterpillar, and we shall be a beautiful butterfly. And we will add colors and cheat because that is in our nature. I'm a pixel artist. I'm not honest. It's okay. Let's just see if this one little plank feels a little bit more like wood. Okay. I think it's starting to look more wood-like. I think I'm starting to see some more hints of wood. I hope, at least. For my own sake, I'm hoping that this is more wood-like. If not, all these years in academy have failed me. Looks like wood, and the smaller box looks like stone. Yeah, it is. But the issue with this is that, like, this is one solid plank, which is why it looks like wood. But if I were to style it with this interlacing pattern, that's much more indicative of bricks. Like our brain just associate that more with bricks. Now wooden floors also have that long pattern, or that interlacing pattern, but usually the wood grain's a bit more prevalent. Also the length, these are longer usually. And with the size we had, the bricks look a bit more stubbly. A little bit more stubbly. That is my hypothesis, at least. That is how I'm rationalizing my shortcoming as an artist. We shall see if that's the case or not, though. These colors are very similar looking. If someone's colorblind, they're not going to have a great time here. It's going to be just a confusing mess here. Everyone's gonna be confused. I'm confused. The CRT's confused. Everyone's confused here. It's okay. We'll make it through. I think, at least. Oh yeah, it looks more wood-like now. That looks more wood-like to me. That certainly looks more like wood. Okay, now we just have to deal with the side grain, or with the sides, but that's not as hard at all. I think it's gonna be largely just, you know, taking a cross section of this and then just plonk it down. Like so. Though this is like a size of what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 technically with this. So yeah, I think that's fine. That's actually, I think that's perfectly fine. We just have to make this on the side. Oh, beautiful. Oh, splendid. Oh my goodness, guys. I feel like a genius. Oh yeah. If you were able to make a game like Pokemon theme, would you? Like those old school Game Boy theme. I mean, of course, copyrights, I know. Like, okay, this is a loaded question, right? Like, what do we mean? Like, you're saying just make an old school Game Boy game? If I want to make, if I could, would I do that? Or are you saying, would I make a Pokemon game? Or like a Game Boy game with the same presentation as Pokemon? Would I make a Game Boy game? Let's start there. I think it would be kind of cool, but the thing is, I want the game to be accessible to a good amount of people. You know what? Actually, oh my, don't, you're gonna make me consider this possibility of a reality of making an actual game for this bad boy. Because there's libraries that exist for doing that walk you through how to make your own, compile and make your own ROM, and then you can probably find ways of making your own cartridges or buy empty presets and then load your own stuff onto there and write it to memory. Like, I could do that, and then I could make a product for that. But in general, my answer previous to these thoughts I've had were probably not. Or if I do, it'd be something very simple, just for the fun of it, just to say that I've done it. But with my whole ethos of like doing old school stuff and going back and, you know, I don't know, man. There's something a little bit to it. It sounds cool, man. Do I want to divert to another side project? Like, I already have the game engine project. Do I really want to pivot to Game Boy Land? I can't lie. A part of me feels tempted for that. So many side projects, so little time. It's the curse. So many desires. Well, that's the definition of economics, right? Unlimited desires, finite resources, and finding equilibrium within those forces. Yeah, it'd be cool to do that. Pokemon, not so much. I've never been that big of a fan of Pokemon, if I'm gonna be real with you. It just feels, I don't know. I'm sure it's not grindy. I played it in a very grindy way. And I don't know, the premise of it just doesn't attract me. It doesn't quite get me. I like stories and games centered around human. I know, like, there's human characters in Pokemon and they have interesting narratives and stories too. It's just, I don't know. I like the entity enacting change within the world to be like, I guess it is the person too in Pokemon. I don't know. There's something about having animals fight each other that just doesn't click for me. I know they're my friends, and you know, no, actually, they like they're cool with doing that, dude, because you guys are just buddies and everything. I don't know. It just doesn't click for me, dude. It doesn't click for me. I remember passing by. I went to Puerto Rico a while ago, and because my family's from there, or at least my mom's from there, and we passed by this place. And she's like, "Oh, I remember that place," because we'd go to places while we drive to our grandma's house, and she'd say, "Hey, I need that person," and then, "Oh, that's the house of that person," and, "Oh, that's where we used to stop and take a break on the hike up here." And there's one place that she said, "Oh, I know that place. That's where they had the rooster fights there, and it smelled like blood." I was like, "Oh my goodness, Mom, why are you telling me this?" I'm sorry if that's like too graphic, but. Yeah, ever since I have that image in my brain, dude, I'm like, yeah, not ever since I had that image in my brain, but it's just like, in my mind, that's kind of, so, and I know it's not necessarily, like, when people play Pokemon, that's not what they're thinking of. That's just a me problem, okay? But, I'm sorry this stream took a little dark turn there. I just kind of let my brain cycle there for a second on memories, but, yeah, hopefully you got your answer. As for the Game Boy game thing, though, that's this looks like wood. This doesn't look like wood. This looks like a brick over here. This bothers me. This bothers me. I'm not happy. This bothers me. I am bothered. But, yeah. What game are you working on? The game I'm working on, actually, right now is this one. So it's not a Game Boy game, but ideally I'd want to have it be able to let less than 700 megabytes so I can just fit it on a CD. And I think the first people who get this game are early playtesters of the game in the Discord or whatnot. I don't know. Some number of people are going to get their own copy of the game with the game on the CD and the soundtrack on there as well. But yeah, that's like the game I'm working on right now. Messy Mansion. I guess that's the title for now. We'll see what happens. I think I make this work with the mansion. But yeah, this is the game, and we're making a website because like people should be able to have a place to get information about this that isn't just Discord or something. That seems like a pretty good thing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are like the same thickness as this. So why does this feel smaller? I think it looks shorter just because we have edges like this protruding that have corners like this. I think if I just removed that, maybe add some fringes to this too, or maybe add some imperfections, because like wooden planks aren't always perfect either. They have like little imperfections laden into them. I think that would help out significantly. Okay, load it up. Okay. Much better, I think. I think that definitely looks more like wood now instead. To be watched as a show with the game being supplemental to that. Like, the game plot makes no sense without the cartoon. Really? I didn't know it was a website. It looks pretty good. Thank you, ODOT. Doesn't have a good reputation, so this is a good idea. Yeah, and after today, I'm like, yeah, no. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is making a forum, like an independent forum, just for like Cozy Cabin games and the stuff we do. Because I hate the idea, like this CD player is like a microcosm of the idea of I want to own stuff and I want things to not be dependent on third-party services. So I hate having to rely on Discord for all this communications and all this stuff, and I hate that if something goes down with YouTube or Discord or any other number of social sites, like, we're subject to that. I think it's cooler just to have my own site, have my own forum or something like that, and all that stuff just lives there, and you know, if something goes wrong, I at least have the actual data. I can do stuff with it. I can make a new, rehost it somewhere else, or mirror it, or whatever. Like, I have options, and there's a line of there's like a consistent line of communication because it's not dependent upon this platform, which I think is important. I think having some kind of digital independence is super critical and something that's kind of critically lacking right now. Oh yeah, this is very nice. Oh yeah, dude, I'm super happy with this. I'm super happy with this. My satisfaction cannot be overstated. And then we just keep, like, we're gonna have this be, I need to figure out stuff to have here. We could just turn this into little apartment blocks. In all honesty, like, have the information in here and then have like an image with, like, I don't know, like, keep this here and then have like a sprite of me or my computer stuff there or whatever. Oh, what's up, Renee? I like the way you think. I'm the same way. If you was doing a form, what coding language would you use? A form? Oh, like a forum? That's a toughie. That's a toughie. Like, we have to talk about architecture. What's up? Hi. Huh? Makes sense. I guess, yeah, you can have people focus on this instead of depending on a third party, so decide if you want to help, if they want to help out or not. Will the font be different? Yeah, definitely to be different. I've conquered Western Europe. Yeah, it's supposed to be Western Europe. We're gonna get there, okay? First we conquered Discord, then we conquer the world. What's up, Renee? It's good to see you again. Yeah, thank you, Jesse. But yeah, like, I think if we're gonna do, like, let's talk architecture. Like, just hypothetically, how I would go about architecting this hypothetical forum that may or may not exist in the future. There's like decisions that have to be made across the whole stack, right? So let's just spitball a little bit. We should have a name for the forum. I don't know. Like, we have the cozy lodge, the cozy cabin, the cozy lake, the cozy preserve. I don't know. Forum architecture. And decisions have to be made about front end and decisions about back end. This is less imperative because we can literally decide how we want to represent the back end however we want to. Because it's not like we're not making a single screen application app like Netflix where there's a lot more stateful information. This is much more just kind of presenting information in a very direct manner for a forum, at least for the most part, to my understanding. Stuff like interactions with with the UI, like modifying things maybe subject to it, but I think a lot of that's basic text stuff is handled by the browser, and then and there's like the whole transition stuff, but it's very simple. Backend is where things get weird and we have a lot more freedoms and options. For this front end though, I'm probably going to use TypeScript. I could just do raw JavaScript. But like, there's a bunch of issues that come from dynamically typed language. So I'll probably just do TypeScript or maybe Kotlin if I feel like giving that a try. But I'm probably just going to do TypeScript since I've already worked with it and it's not that bad for any significantly complex logic. There's some things I want to explore, like HTMX. It seems like a very interesting boundary between front and back end, but I haven't investigated it. So look at HTMX. Anyways, but either way, I want to keep this very lean, the front end. Back end, it's going to be very weird. We have options, right? We have like the SQLs kind of structures that exists out there. We can also do like a MongoDB type thing, but I really don't like non-schematized database structure, so I'm probably going to stick in the SQL world. And then we need to define some kind of RESTful API or just an API in general for communicating between front and back end. And for this kind of thing, there's different options. There's PHP and just do a simple basic kind of lamp stacky type thing, but PHP is weird to work with. It's odd. Things can go bad for the REST API level. We could just take some time and do some C++-y type stuff. That'd be kind of cool. C or C++. I've been looking at stuff for that kind of thing, and it would be kind of fun to do that. Have this intermediary, because you don't want to have your front end making queries to a database. That's dangerous. So you have a RESTful API to interact with this kind of stuff. We could always do Rust. Rust is kind of the place for this kind of thing, to really ensure it's like fast and quote unquote safe. And then like there's other things like Golang and whatnot, which would definitely be faster. And it's not like we're going through crazy load. Like, I don't think we're going to be that popular, guys. I think it's going to be pretty reasonable. I don't think we have to deal with load balancing or any of those kind of things. DDoS attacks aside. In which case, that's a different class of problem anyways. So these are options. I'd have to investigate what RESTful APIs look good for any of these, but yeah. That's just a general tool choice. This is just tool choosing. We haven't even decided how we want to model our data, but that's going to require us to actually get into the nitty gritty of like the design of our forms, and then we're going to have to define the schema for the database, and then start defining our endpoints and how people interact with it. I want to keep it very simple. I don't want to manage like accounts or passwords, so I might do something very dumb or simple. I don't know. If your chat rooms or messages, I name it Cozy Mail. Cozy Mail, Christian Smith. I like that. I'm gonna add that here. Copyrighted, Christian. The Cozy Mail for like newsletters or stuff. That'd be sick. I don't understand what coding, but I'm hoping my brain would just learn by itself. Hey, that's actually kind of how it works, though. Like, if you surround yourself with people who are knowledgeable about this stuff and they say words that just sound funny to you, weirdly enough, like, that stuff starts getting absorbed by your brain subconsciously. Like, you start gradually hearing it more and more, and then you start learning a little bit more and more from that, and you start getting a little bit more understanding, and all of a sudden, you're like a full-stack engineer, or engine engineer, or something. Yeah, this is gonna be like a whole thing. I'd really like to make this like hosted, like just have a server in my house and just self-host this. That'd be the dream. I don't have to worry about no ding dang old, you know, AWS cloud servers or something. Yeah, because that's another thing we have to look at too for these database stuff is like hosting for the backend. Like, you know, who do I choose to use to host this stuff? To host both the REST API and the database itself, and all that business. It's a lot of decisions to make. Come on, bagged or carton milk? I choose carton milk every time. Well, I've never done bagged milk. You'll know about what's a complicated developer word. Hermetic builds. Oh my goodness. Then you start learning about monads. And you start learning about monoids and order of endofunctors. Dude, like 4 years ago when I first got hired, I would not. There's no shot I would even predict I would ever learn what lambdas were or what anonymous functions were or how they work. Something's very simple. Never thought I'd learn that. I wouldn't even know that that's a thing. ODOT. What do you say, ODOT? You don't have super chat? What's a super chat? Let's start there. What's super chat? Yeah, we're using Vim. Good old classic Vim. Which font I'm using? I don't know. This is like the default font. I'm just using the defaults right now. This is all default stuff. Yeah, all developers know that a monad is an endofunctor in the category of monoids or whatever. Yeah, like, I feel like more people memorize that Wikipedia entry. Like, I think there's more people who know that sentence than who actually know what it means. Add a title. What's a title? Like to the stream or? I'm Confucian. Peak web deving. Someone said this is bricks though. No, my job has failed. I tried making this look like wood and we still failed. That's okay. I think this is close enough for now. Your tab title is really bugging me. To the website? Oh, to the website? I'm sorry. Let's Google this. How do you do this? No. Okay, I just search here. How to add title to HTML. I'm sorry. What did I just search here? MDN. How to add shadow. No, that's not what I. Thank you. Not shadow, title. W3 Scos, my beloved. Yeah, in the head. So, okay, just for you. Christian, I got you, okay? We're in the head. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a title tag. Title tag, beautiful. All right. Are you ready for what? Are you ready for what the title's gonna be? Are you ready? No, I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna do that to you. Cozy Cabin Games. There we go. Now we have actually a website. We have an actual website. I'm watching on my phone. No, you're probably seeing it better than I'm seeing it. More truthfully, I have the beauty of a CRT to blend the colors for me in a nice, appealing way. Got you for a second, though. Got you for a second. What happened, Renee? It's just whenever I've heard people are opening websites or a company, people send money to help support, but because it costs money to do all this. I'm sorry, what are you... Well, I'm not understanding... I didn't get the context of this. It's not a bad thing, it's just whenever I heard of people opening a website or company. Oda... It's Renee. Oh. I guess I'm not going to understand the context. It's okay. Anyways. We'll work with this as is for now. Let's see here. So what are we going to do about this? I think we might just move it away and just have like cool little images here just for fun. Still need to center this. Like we need to make this centered. I cannot call myself a respectable developer, a respectable front-end developer, because I just became a front-end developer now. Today, just learning HTML, or this week learning HTML and CSS. I'm certified. I'm right now with authority saying that I am a senior principal staff front-end developer. Okay? You can't take that away from me. It just so happens that I only know HTML and CSS. But like at those things, I'm like basically a senior staff member. If you factor in the fact that I, have Google to assist me. And we factor that all in, and it's perfect. Yeah, margin auto. See, that's what I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing this. Maybe I gotta center it. Let's see. How to center. We're gonna do the thing. No, text elements. Let's start there. Start there. Okay, let's just do this. CSS element. Text. Ah, there we go. Or line, horizontal line. Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing margin auto. What do you want from me? Width 50%. What do you desire from me? And we got the header. We move the site head to here. We do this. Maybe that's part of the problem is we made a table. Maybe he's not happy that I did that. Let me catch up in chat. Your metadata, like keyword, description, author, else they go in your header. Good catch. As a form of revenue for a creator on YouTube. Oh yeah. Okay. I got you now. Yeah, for right now, I'm good with like this is largely for fun, just for the love of the game. I'm thankful to be in a position where my job covers everything that I need, and more. So, I'm blessed with that. So, for now, I'm not doing that stuff. Maybe that might change in the future. Because I've been thinking about it. Like, if I did have revenue coming that's not from, like, making games, what would I do with that? And the things that would come to mind would be, like, maybe making some junior level jobs or internships. So, like, I can just kind of yoink young people who are looking for entry level jobs into this. And that'd be cool, even if it's like for a set, like a semester or something, just so they have something they can put on their resume. Something get them some change so they can spend money during their semester for things. Like, that would be cool. Or alternatively, like, give some money to, like, I don't know, people who are helping me out around, just to, like, just to spread this stuff around. I think that'd be cool. If I end up doing that, it'd be with like some kind of intention like that. I wish that'd be the main desire. Who knows though? Things always change, right? If there's one thing that's constant, it's change. But for now, that's future problems for a future person. And today we're just chilling, streaming, making some games, or making a website actually, and trying to center a div, dude. That's where we're at right now. We're trying to center this ding-dang table. Maybe because the elements are not aligned as well. What did you end up doing here? Yeah, we have a div. Yeah, we use a div for this guy. Of course. Of course. But yeah, I think like I wouldn't have gotten my current job had I not been given a job that I was not qualified for, by the way. But you know, had I not gotten this my first job from a professor who just wanted to help me out and work with me, or have me work with him, and that opened up a bunch of doors. So it would be sick to kind of do that same thing. Curse. Dang it, Bobby. You're setting your own roadmap too, so you're basically senior staff full stack software engineer even without knowing any of the stack at all. Thank you, Jay Looney. That's exactly it, Jay. That's exactly it, dude. Senior staff, principal, engineer. You don't need to know the bits and bobs. That's for the help. I'm here to make the decisions. That's going to financially cripple this company in a couple years. That's what senior staff engineers do. That's what we do. On this project, this game in particular, like a year, as the intention, you're almost backing yourself into a corner where it's unreasonable not to do it. Yeah, Jay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just gonna wait and see if when and if it feels right to do that. Because even though that's my intention or goal eventually, this is still the thing I do for fun. This is the thing I do on my off time for fun. But, you know, that's probably the natural progression of things, right? At least hopefully. I mean, what's the point of setting up all this infrastructure if we don't use it? Okay. So we have table. Let's make sure clear that this is a div. Div ID site head. And this is site head, and it's capitalized. Why do we define width twice? That's dumb. We have the div here. It's doing stuff. But it's not. Okay, let's actually do what it says to do and actually do like with 50%. Just see where that takes us. to certain kinds of CSS styling. That's the thing I've been running into, Jay. It's the tables. The tables have betrayed me. The tables, which I loved for how they let me like just organize things in a simple way, have betrayed me. They've turned turncoat. I love cats, but I'm allergic. Gee, that's rough. But put all your navigation logo in its own HTML and call on using JavaScript. Oh, interesting. Never thought of that, but that'd be handy to, like, if I'm going to be using this across multiple parts of the website. That's a good call there. For what a hardcore coding channel is. Yeah, today, guys, this is ultimate high-level coding today, guys. What are you talking about? This is the ultra high-level coding channel. What are you talking about? We're using the most hardcore language of HTML and CSS. Like, usually we're doing, like, softcore pro coding, you know? Like, the other days we're just doing, like, engine deving and, you know, sometimes you have to deal with pointers and memory and stuff like that, and we have to do some, like, algorithms, didn't worry about performance. This is lightweight. This is not real coding. This is just noise. This is just basically a markup language. The real stuff is right here. Centering a div. That's some real senior stuff. You know, like the basic stuff you ask juniors, like, hey, you know, given, I don't know, what kind of data structure will you use to query geometry? To do arbitrary queries to geometry. Nah, that's light work. That's light work. That's light work. But centering a div? Centering a div, dog? That's the real stuff. Get this out of here. Get this. Tui, that's garbage. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Next time I interview someone, I'm going to say, hey, dog, here's a website. Center that div right there. Do it. Do it, Norman. Do it. Just do it, man. Is this display breaking stuff? Oh my goodness. It was literally that inline. The fact that I made it. Oh my goodness. It was so simple. It was so simple. It was so simple. And yet, somehow, so difficult. But now we got it. We got it. One step closer towards our ultimate goal of conquering the South Pacific Asia. Yes, we shall conquer. And then from there we move to Australia. And then the moon. And then the moon. Now the real question is if I could just put this in table and have it work. I would really like to do that. If I can get rid of a tag, every div removed is I don't know. It's just good. It just makes me happy. You know, it's a little different, but I'm actually happy with that different. So we're going to keep it. We'll allow it. And you know what? We're also going to do this with site head. Okay, that just broke things in fantastically new ways. That's, oh my goodness, that's splendid. I didn't even know how. What even happened there? Like, is this devlog just not just? Is that just bad? Is that bad mojo? We could fix the root issue, or we can just like remove devlog or remove a category. Just be super lazy about it. You know what? Do we really need to have a news category? Do we really need to have a games or about? That seems optional. We don't need this stuff. Get this stuff out of here. Who would even want to learn about this stuff? Wow, it was literally just moving a space that made everything go away. Beautiful. I'm also zoomed in quite a bit. This is also very claustrophobic. I'm probably gonna change this to be something different. We're probably gonna do things a little bit different on there. Probably wouldn't have happened with a div, but it's okay. It's okay. We can ignore that. Let me catch you. Can write HTML plus CSS with some real black magic sorcery, and I'd qualify that as a hardcore too. Yeah, no, that's pretty. I saw this video of this guy who, like, they'd show him an image and he would just recreate it with just CSS, and I was like, that's pretty insane. Just given an image, just being able to recreate that image as pure CSS, no image, no textures, nothing. That's pretty sick. It's very black magic-y. In a weird way, like GPU coding fragment shaders. I don't know, maybe I'm just biased. Cause like I feel like CSS is like having to do that. Like you just have to have so much knowledge about all the weird quirks of CSS and just like know how to slap that stuff together. Whereas with like GPU shader code, like once you understand the pipeline and you understand the ideas of like parallelization and fragments and vertex shaders, like from there, like very simple operations can get you really cool, pretty results with not that much work. Like, yeah, sure, you have to kind of think a little bit differently about shaders in a fundamentally, like, or about how your code is executed in a very different way, but once you get there, it's like not that crazy. And the complexities that emerge are like just managing CG Inc. libraries. That's not crazy. I mean, it's kind of it's more. It could be more things to manage, but at least what you're doing, like the way you're rendering the light for here, is actually kind of intuitive. If you think about it, it's just a hump. Once you get over it, like opportunities open up. But I don't know, seeing the crazy CSS things people do, I'm like, okay, that's just that's not intuitive. Like you just kind of built that up with just, I don't even know how you built that up, man. Like that just requires very specific training. I respect it, dude. Oh, and a contact us this page up that we do need that. Pretty pleased. We'll change it eventually. The Starry Night background will remain until morale improves. This will remain until morale improves. No, I'm trying to think of how we're going to integrate the background with this. I'm just thinking through it. It does kind of annoy me a little bit, but yeah, I don't think any background's gonna be perfect. I think background, one might be better. No, I mean it's not as like drastic in the eyes, but no, I still don't like that. I'm thinking through. We have where's Krita? I have it in this. Let's move it here. So we have like this little sketch of what I kind of had in mind, where it's like, hey, we'd have trees cover this, and then we'd have the background with and then we'd have like this, like I was trying to create a scene here. I was trying to create a little scene, but that scene is kind of falling apart a little bit. Maybe I'll move this to the side, like a drop down panel instead. Maybe I'll just do that actually, like a side nav thing, and then have this pushed to the side somewhere. I need to do something with that to achieve the dreams I have in my mind. If we're gonna do that, then should I just use stable still, or should I just not do that? I think we have to like fit everything into another table to organize this. Maybe I should look at like some flex box or something. No, but I kind of like how this is. Maybe just move this. I don't know. Maybe to the top for quick nav. How does that even feel? How would that even feel if I did that? If I were to move this bad boy here. Weird. But for right now, I will allow it just so we can explore this little relationship here. Because the trees would obscure this. I honestly kind of want to make this bigger. Like, I feel like this should be just a bit more bigger. Because then I can make the background that color, which, honestly, you can get rid of the background. Let's just make it a solid color first. Which is... Yeah, get rid of this background image. How do you... No. How do you... Okay, that works. Okay, so now this matches. No, it doesn't match. Let's make it match. So what color are you? You are the color of 222034. Four. Okay. That doesn't still look like it matches actually. Oh, that's changing the color of the text, not the background color. Whoops. Can I just change color? Alright, I'm gonna check chat in a second, guys. 1 second. Background color. Oh, it's literally just background color. Can I pretty please use HSV? Or no, we can just give it the color code directly. Yeah, background color. And what I say was like 222034. Is that correct? Yeah, I got it. Okay, sheesh. Sheesh. We broketh everything. We have broketh everything. All is lost. Sad day. Yeah, no idea why that broke everything. If I'm gonna be real with you, I'm a little lost onto that fact. Oh, you know what? No, it's because I didn't end the comment. That's not bad. That's my bad. There we go. Now that actually blends. We can make this color like white, I think. Yeah, we can do that. For your menu? Because I can, Christian. That's what I know. That's what I know. That's what I'm familiar with. I'm doing the best of my ignorance, or my little Googling. Add a what's next keyboard. Because it's fun to have a lot of monitors. Don't actually worry about this yet, but the navigation element of a website at the very least should be implemented in whichever way is most helpful to load no vision people, even if content isn't. Ah, okay. So it's easy to gotcha, accessibility. That makes sense. That makes sense. For my late night dev setup. I appreciate it, Jay Looney. I mean, to be fair, this stuff isn't too like, it's not very expensive, honestly. Like, this is like $50, and then an adapter is like $12. You'd be surprised how many CRTs are available for pretty reasonable prices. Style sheets. Either way, let me think a bit about how we're gonna size this up. Because what size is this? 128 by... I might want to try to increase the resolution a little bit. Which kind of sucks because now we had it good before, but we have to now go through this and then retouch up the pixel. Yeah. No, that's alright. Let's see how it looks like to try to frame this though. So I'm gonna make a new layer. New layer. We're gonna do a simple block out and then we'll see how this works here. It's gonna look terrible. It's okay. We're gonna deal with terrible for a little bit. Life moves on. We're gonna just validate if this even looks good for obscuring the sides of this image. Okay, we're gonna save this. Okay, that could work. I think I want this to be a little bit further out, but I think I might want to make this wider, and then we can make this wide over here. In fact, let's just try doing that real quick. Site head. Pops up. Okay. That's somewhat reasonable. Yeah, I think I want to make this picture a little bit. Or maybe make this text smaller, actually. Or maybe not have it be broken up line by line. And instead have it be just off to the side. Or better yet, maybe not have a break after each one. I'm sorry, what? Wait, so it's like wait, why is it forcing this to be... Okay, that's weird. New. We have inlining. So why are you causing this issue? Okay, it was because of that. Is it because I have to do like a terminating thing here? Interesting. If I make space... Oh. So the space is causing something. Interesting. I do like having this foreground element obscure stuff so that it feels like the background is kind of peering out. Like we're peering at this from the background. The back, like this is like the terminology is so confusing. The background of this website, this pure color, is actually the foreground. That's the illusion we're creating with this kind of woodland thing encapsulating it. And yeah, interesting. I hate autocorrect. It happens. BR works as is. I'm not sure why the space is causing this issue though. It's probably the display, like inlining thing, but either way, I'm kind of confused by this. I think space is limited to you for Cozy Cabin to be in a single line. Manish, try giving that temporary space is limited to you for a cozy cabin to be in a single line. Oh. When we say head, are you talking about side head or the actual, can I navigate? No. I can't navigate like that. I have to actually go here. Yeah, that's a Plan Master Crafter. I just wanted to do a little, like I said, prototype just to showcase the idea without having to put too much effort into it. And it actually looks pretty decent. I just don't like this space here between these two elements. I want this to be closer. So you might have to change some elements there too. And you might have to change Z order for these elements up here. I mean, we're not going to probably keep them there though. We're probably going to change that for sure. Honestly, I kind of feel inclined to put them back where they were before initially. Which was, let's see here. Body, sight, head. And then we have main. I'm not sure I actually like this bar anywhere, dude. If I'm gonna be honest with you, man. But I think that's like the least. I think this is reasonable for whatever. We have to do something with this. I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do with this. Because it's not right the way it is currently. As it is not correct. Let me try making a little bit better trees. Should probably look up some better pictures for trees references. That's close. That's good enough for now. And then let me actually zoom this guy out. Yeah. I also want to have like an illusion like there's some branches. I really should just use my tablet pen for this. Whatever. We're gonna get just a better idea with this. I can fine tune this later. Adjustments like this are easy to make. How does that look? Yeah, I think I'm gonna make this image wider. That's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this image wider so we can have these elements have more breathing room to do their thing. 256. And just kind of go from there. Yeah, it might be too wide. I'm not working in a game engine right now. I could just resize this to whatever degree I wanted to. I could just do that. Oh my goodness. And then we'll fix the spacing issues. And I appreciate your patience with me, guys. There may be things I'm good at. HTML, CSS is not one of them. But hey, that's kind of the fun, right? It's a nice opportunity to learn something that I'm not familiar with. Do something that's a little different. And I'm sure the experts here probably apologize. I'm sorry, guys. It's probably very frustrating for you guys for a minute. Just bear with me, okay? Yeah. I need to think a little bit more deeply about how we're going to frame the top. Or just have this like touch the top at the very least. So there's no space up there. Alright guys, it's 3 o'clock right now AM, so I think I'm gonna be ending stream here, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna hang out and answer some questions before we pop off though, because I forgot that, yeah, I do have to do work today. I have to sleep, do work, be productive, quote unquote. What's up, Anuska? I didn't see you, man. Where'd you come from? I'm so sorry. Page looks so nostalgic and good. I'm glad, Anuska. That's the goal we have here. We're trying to make it very nostalgic, very old schooly. It's better than the current like Cozy Cabin Games like website. Or like, it's like more nostalgic. That's the goal. We'll go here. More in line with what we're trying to do here. This is fun. And you know, the TypeScript framework we wrote. LinkedIn, I have my LinkedIn private. Or even do a font size. Yeah, I'm probably gonna make a separate div for that, Christian. I'm on Ubuntu Signal Bean with i3. Yeah, there we go, we got it. Stretching the colors of the logo to the left and leaving the navy blue. As an art student, Kuro. Let me understand this better. Let me understand better what you're describing. So, for this, instead of framing it here, are you saying have this go all the way to the left? Yeah, it's TypeScript. So I wrote my own TypeScript library to behave more like Unity. So this lets me like manipulate the DOM directly in a way that mimics kind of the component structure that Unity has. So I can kind of compose behaviors the way I want it to. So I can make an image element and have it be responsive in different ways, and also like create the illusion of perspective with my own. I'm not using a matrix for this because this is not web GPU. We're not doing WebGL. We're just doing basic DOM manipulation. But given a camera and some FOV information, we can create a perspective, the illusion of perspective, and camera position and FOV. We can do transformations on the objects at different Z's to create this parallax effect. It's pretty cool. How do you do that for a website? You do like you have you can manipulate. In fact, let's look at the meats and guts of this, because it's going to be very disgusting. But I think it's going to be better. It's going to illustrate better what's actually going on here. So like, actually maybe it's not. I mean, you can see the end result here. Like if I select, I can't select an object directly, can I? But everything's like absolutely positioned, and we use a transform information like position, rotation, whatnot from each individual game object. You can think about it that way because it's essentially kind of like a little micro game engine. We have the data in TypeScript in form where everything's gonna be. So let's see if I can find this. Could you please? I need to see better. I haven't done debug in Firefox or at this resolution. Can we? Okay, there's HTML. And then there's body. I know there's like a one center div that's like containing everything. How can I see the child elements though? It's not great because like web browsers are generally rendered on the CPU side of things, so constant DOM computation is probably not ideal. Okay, here we go, I think. Where is the thing? Dude, what's going on here? Why am I struggling so much? I'm trying to find... Okay, here's an element. Here's an element. Here we go. Oh, I just had an element. Come back to me. Okay, we have an element selected now. Come on, dog. Work with me, buddy. So yeah, we have the here we have the div. There we go. And you can see the elements that are being dynamically recalculated and are having custom things applied to it. And that's like the transform stuff done by whatever components are in TypeScript. Definitely have had parallax scrolling clouds if it wasn't possible at the time. How about this? I teach you HTML, CSS, and you could teach me TypeScript. I mean, TypeScript is just basically like C# or Java. Like, if you have some foundations of like object-oriented coding and a statically typed language, it's gonna be basically kind of very similar. The only issue is that TypeScript is transpiled into JavaScript. So sometimes there's code that looks correct with TypeScript. In fact, if you want to take a gander, maybe it's not, you can take a gander. I have this really rough old version of this framework I made for this in TypeScript on my GitHub. It's not great, and I think it's an older version that's not up to date at all. But I think a lot of the same functionality was still there. Yeah, world space TS. And there's a basic structure there. Keep in mind, like, this is my first like real web dev project. So I'm not sure if this is necessarily the ideals, and honestly there's some new ideas of how I want to architect things. But if you want to get a feel for how you just manipulate stuff with TypeScript and some basic structures, you can definitely look at this as a reference. I think this is a public repo. Yeah, where you have like entities, and then you have... There's actually quite a bit, because I also did my own input handling system for this. And there's entity.ts. And then we define, like, here's the architecture of this, right? You have this interface called iComponent, which has these lifetime functions: start, update, and then this stuff to deal with like override. And then a function for setting the entity, so attaching this component to an entity. And then it's an abstract, which means that, you know, whoever inherits from this has to implement these basic stuff. And an entity just like iterates through everything in there and calls these lifetime functions from a main loop somewhere. And that's just kind of how it works. Like, do I even have it here? Like in the code? There's views, I think. There's like one view or example view, or you construct the view that's shown to the to people. So yeah, I set some basic stuff for the CSS. Yep. Add entity, abstract build. So this is an abstract thing as well. Yeah, it's an abstract class. So if you want to have a view of the game that actually, or website, that's going to be hooked into the system, you inherit from this, and then you build out your website the way you want it to be built out. But there's a lot of short sites. I'd architect this a little bit differently. Maybe I should come back to this project and redo stuff with it. And builders. Yeah, for wiggly text. Yeah, there's some like math utilities as well, like a vector 2 and stuff. If I can describe it more technically, I would use the first column of pixels of the first image and transpose them to the left. Okay, first column of pixels. So you're saying, so like you want to have this be like an open thing where this extends all the way to the end of the page. So it feels like this is empty, and then we're kind of Okay, I kind of like that. So it feels less like enclosed and more like this is open over here. The reason I want to enclose it is just because the whole page is like a dark background, but I think that's totally doable though. I think we can make that happen at some level. Guys, it's just fun though. I can't, like, this is actually really fun. Dude, I'm really enjoying doing this, dude. In landscape mode next time. I've been thinking about maybe experimenting with landscape modes because I haven't done that in a long time. So maybe we'll do that. So yeah, Nuska, you have a good one. You were sick, right? Your voice seemed slightly dull before. Yeah, I was sick, and I'm feeling much better today. I'm coming over it, so thankfully I'm doing much better. All right, Kurohibi, we're gonna try this out. So I also know you have work, so I'm gonna bet. Thanks for streaming. Of course, Christian, I appreciate it. And yeah, any questions or a link to this if you want to even reference it for your own purposes, by all means, man. Here you go. Yeah, we could talk about TypeScript some other time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate sincerely your company this late night, just doing some dumb web deving stuff. I sincerely enjoy sharing this time with you guys, and I'm happy for the company, and I hope this has been relaxing and yeah, hopefully cozy for you guys. As always, I appreciate your company. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And as always, stay cozy. But until next time, I'll see you guys. Ta-ta.